Hello. So the last video I did was using bissimilars and gave a very percussive sound. I've just picked up rings, so I wanted to do a very similar demo to last time, but with something a little bit more melodic. So again, we've got modulation on the right and stereo reverb and some filters. I'm not really going to use the filter too much, but I'll show you an interesting effect later as to how to get a little bit more of a meaty sound out of your oscillator. So again, just a slight different setup from last time to make room for rings and this stereo mixer, which I'll use to mix the odd and the even outputs. The VCA is now off screen in my secondary rack, which you can't see, but all that's doing is sending left and right out to channels 1 and 2, and I'm just hard panning those left and right in Ableton. The only other thing Ableton's doing is there'll probably be a bit of side compression against drums. Again, kick drum is off screen, hats are off screen on channels 3 and 4, but that's it. There's no other processing going on. Everything else is as you see in this small case. If you're interested in what all these wires are doing, it's doing pretty similar to last time. We've got master clock coming in from off screen on, I think it's this cable. We've got reset coming here, and I've actually got one more module off screen, which is clock divider. Just makes it a bit easier to use Steppy. But that's everything. Okay, so I've no idea how this is going to come out. I've done a couple of quick tracks before, and they all sound different, but they all sound interesting. So let's get started. So I'll start by patching up the oscillator. I'm going to mix the odd and the even outputs. So send odd into left 1, even into left 2, and then we will start. I'll just send that straight into the reverb. So the reverb's completely dry. So we'll just, so effectively that's just sending stereo outs. We'll bring the reverb in a bit later. Okay, there's a simple patch. Let's get Steppy going. Okay, nothing set up yet, so we'll do this on output A, switch to output A, so 4 on the floor, and turn things up. So that's rings on sympathetic strings mode, just giving us four outputs. So just quickly, the difference between the odd and the even output is here. So this is the odd output. Bring in the even output. I'm just turning down the even a little bit. Okay, nothing very interesting so far. So now let's send it through Javelin, and this time we'll see the effect, and we'll go through a few different examples. So output goes to the input of Javelin, and the output of Javelin goes back into our reverb, and then I need to send gate into here, so I'll send this on track B. Before we do that, I'll just put this into loop mode. got a very slow loop there. You can see how slow this is looping. But if we speed this loop up a bit, you can see that the envelope gives us this nice effect. So I've got the envelope set exactly the same as the ring strum, so we should get exactly the same as we got before. Not very interesting. Although, for some reason, it seems to miss picking up the envelope, so you occasionally get... There we go. It missed one. I have no idea why it missed it, but occasionally it misses them. Now it does add a little bit of interesting variation in there. But I need to figure that out, so if anybody knows why it's happening, please let me know. It's probably something to do with the envelope not hitting quickly enough for the other gate to recognise. But yeah, I'll try and figure that one out. So, not very interesting. We're on the same notes, but if I move... You can see that the initial strum is hitting fine on these, but then the first hit of the strum is not coming through, but then the envelope fires, so you end up with, you miss the initial attack, but then you get the note as it goes through. So let's see if we can make that. Okay, so that sounds okay. So let's keep increasing. Let's go straight into mimetic, and we'll send some CV in and create a melody. So let's create a scale. There we go, minor scale, nothing exciting. Clock mimetic. So we've got 16 notes coming out of mimetic, and we'll send channel 1 into U scale. And put that output into the volts per octave. There we go, instant tune. Okay, let's save channel 1 in bank 1. So we can come up with something else. So we'll shred 2 octaves. Yeah, that one's okay as well, so I'll save that here in bank 4. Let's just switch back. Okay, we'll use that as our main arp. What should we do next? Let's add in some modulation from clip. Now, this structure... We'll do some modulation of the structure using clap. So again, we need to clock step. So we get our output coming through. 4 steps here. Let's stick with 4 steps for now. I'll send that output into structure. Now you can see structure has already got a bit of the attenuators allowing roughly half of this through, because it is pretty extreme extent end to end on this. So anything that has built-in attenuators, very useful. In fact, I'll say every single module, I wish it had built-in attenuators. Save a lot of space and a lot of hassle. So you can see the difference that's made. If I turn off clap, back on. Off. So if we just go to 2 steps, it will just be high-low. So it will just take the structure high-low, which is a bit extreme. So it's getting better. Okay, we'll stick with that. So we've got starting of a pretty nice tune here. I'm not even doing anything. Next, let's add, what should we do next? Let's make this sound a little bit more beefy. So what I do with this is use a high pass, or sometimes I'll use this 4-pole, which gives you a little bit more of an effect. But if you have either the high pass or the 4-pole, and you just increase the filter part way and have the resonance up, what it does is having that resonance up boosts the low end, so you end up with this nice bass note coming through with it, which I'll try and demonstrate. So the output from here needs to loop through the filter, so the output will come from the 4-pole, and then the output from that will go into the in. So if we start with that down, start with it about there, we'll turn the resonance up, and you'll start hearing the bass come through. Turn that up too much, and if you're listening on your phone, you're not going to hear this at all, but there's a really, really pronounced bass note coming through there. So what I do is turn it up too far, tune it with the frequency, and then just turn the resonance down until that's just giving a slight bass. So that's the sound without the filter. And with the filter, it's just got that little bit of depth to it. Okay, let's add some reverb. It's all sounding a bit flat. Instant magic. And there we have a track. Bring in some bass drum. Some hats. And that's rings. There's one sound source in this patch, and you'd swear there's at least 3 or 4. So we're no longer taking the structure. Gives a nice B section. Let's bring that back in. Let's have a little play with the envelope out here. So we are on track B, which is our envelope. Could just leave this playing all day. Beautiful. Okay, let's try something else. We'll take another output from clip and this time modify the filter. Let's see how that affects the filter. Let's turn the filter up and actually affect it so that the filter starts high and gets modulated down, because at the minute it's starting low. So oh yeah, I like that. So now we're getting a totally different effect by turning off clip, because as soon as we do that we've got a really high filter. So we've got no low end whatsoever. So it's probably better the other way around. Just need to retune that bass because we've got the resonance coming through again, so just need to retune that. There we go. There's a whole lot more I could do with this, but that just sounds really nice. I don't want to touch it. Maybe just play this out. I go on the filter. Maybe try playing steppy. So we've gone into this mode here, which allows you to hold down a track and it will repeat if you hold on one of these steps. we'll end up with a repeat. Okay, thanks for watching. I think I'm just going to allow this to play out. And just have a bit of fun.